Time Warner Cable Sports presents high school baseball. Today from Winslow High School, it's the Battle of the Bridge baseball style as the Winslow Black Raiders take on the Waterville Purple Panthers. Hello, Mike Violet here along with Eric Kleinbach. It's a big game today because it's Waterville-Winslow, Eric, but it's a big game for Winslow because Waterville is worth a truckload of heel points, and they need them.
It certainly is. Waterville with a record of 10-3 heading into this game. Now number 2 in the heel points, having dropped a spot. Bucksport is the new number 1 in Eastern Maine Class B. Waterville number 2, but where does Winslow sit with a record of 7-6? They have dropped to number 12. Now 14 teams get into the tournament, so while it's a big game for Waterville, who wants the bye in the first round, Winslow needs a win here. A win here, I should say, would virtually guarantee a playoff spot because of the way things are set up right now with the heel points.
These two teams have met once so far this year. That was back on Golf Field in Waterville, and for Winslow, it didn't go well. They got mercy ruled as Waterville put 10 runs on the board late in the game and won it by a final score of 11-1. It was a 1-1 game for a while, and then it wasn't anymore as it got away from Winslow. So based on the records so far this year, Waterville certainly on paper is a better team. And interesting to note, as Travis Lesarczyk, the quintessential Central Maine sports writer, works to our left here on his game story from the game on Friday. If Waterville didn't play Friday games this year, they'd be perfect. The only time they've lost this year is on Friday. 3
losses this year, and they've all happened on Fridays, including their last game to Maranacook. But Waterville with a fine, one of their best pitchers on the mound, Kyle Bishop. He brings it pretty well, and also very good movement on his ball. While Winslow's going to be going with Jake Wheeler. Jake Wheeler, Jr., who's been number 3 for the most part in the rotation for Winslow this year, but has a very good fastball. And when his fastball is on and the control is on, he can be kind of tough to hit.
So it's Wheeler and Bishop on the mound this afternoon. Waterville and Winslow about ready to get underway. First pitch is coming from Winslow High School right after this on Time Warner Cable Sports.
This is not a closed course. This is not a professional driver. This is Roadrunner Turbo with Power Boost, the fastest Roadrunner ever let loose on our advanced fiber network. Put your biggest downloads into overdrive with Power Boost, exclusively from Time Warner Cable.
Add Roadrunner Turbo with Power Boost for just $9.95 more per month. Call today.
Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Mike Violet, Eric Kleinbach, and our Time Warner production crew back here at Winslow High School. We are about set to go here as you watch Jake Wheeler go through his warm-up pitches here this afternoon with Johnny McCabe. Eric Kleinbach has got the Waterville starting lineup.
Yes, I do. Batting first will be the second baseman, Cameron Sawyer, sophomore for the Purple Panthers. Batting second, Josh Gaudet, who'll be at shortstop today. Batting third and on the mound, Kyle Bishop. Kurt Chaput is the cleanup hitter for Waterville. He's the catcher, hitting fourth. J.T. Witten, just a freshman. You will likely be hearing a lot about J.T. over the next few years in Waterville. The first baseman hitting fifth. Chris Higgins is hitting sixth. He is the left fielder. Zach Wary playing third base and hitting seventh today. Sam Nash at batting eighth. He is the right fielder. And batting ninth and playing in center field is Mark Beckham.
Nice day for baseball. Sunny, windy, the wind blowing across the field from right field to left field. If you hit anything to right field, it is going to die and get knocked down pretty fast. It is a pretty big ballpark here. 320 down the lines, 340 to the power alleys in left and right center, and 350 feet to dead center field.
Yeah, you've really got to yank it. And on a day like today, I have a feeling everything's going to stay in the park. But you never know.
The umpires today, Jeff Mertzel is behind the plate. David Gray on the bases, 2 very good umpires. So we should have a very cleanly called game here this afternoon. Don Sawyer, of course, in his second year as the head coach at Winslow High School. Robin Weed, what did I say, Winslow?
Winslow, yeah.
Second year at Waterville's helm. Robin Weed, of course, longtime coach here at Winslow High School. And Don Sawyer's son Cameron ready to lead it off. One of the better leadoff hitters you're going to see.
Terrific speed. You don't want to have him on base if you're the opposition.
He's on base all the time.
He is, and he's stealing bases and creating havoc all the time if he gets on.
I believe I saw he's got 14 steals, if I'm not mistaken.
He had 17 last year, I believe, so he could top that this year.
All right, we're set to go. Sawyer in the box, Wheeler on the rubber, and the first pitch of the ball game is in there. No, it is low for ball one.
And Wheeler is a 6'4" right-hander. Very good fastball, good movement on the fastball.
Here's the 1-0. That bounces in there. 2 balls, no strikes on Cameron Sawyer. Sawyer, Gaudette, and Bishop to start it off here in the top of the first inning for Waterville.
Again, Winslow with a record of 7-6, needing the win. Much more than Waterville from a heel point in playoffs standpoint.
Wheeler with a 2-0. That's in there for a called strike. 2-1 now on Cameron Sawyer. In close at third, Scott Saviski. They play him around to left in the outfield. We'll run the defense down after this hitter. Here's the 2-1 from Wheeler. That's a ground ball to shortstop. McLean, couple of hops. On to first in time. 1 up and 1 out as Sawyer grounds out to short. Here's Josh Gaudette. Here's the defense for Winslow. It's Scott Saviski at third base, Joey McLean at short, Nick Raymond at second, Jordan Bailey at first. Around the outfield, left to right, Ben Sandy in left, Neil Carnahan in center, Jack Nivison in right, the battery, Jake Wheeler on the mound, Johnny McCabe is behind the plate. 1 out for Josh Gaudette, right-handed hitting shortstop. First pitch, check swing, did he? They appeal to umpire Gray at first base, and no swing. It is 1 ball, no strikes on Josh Gaudette.
Wheeler keeping the ball down. That's something that Sean Keenan, athletic director for Winslow, pointed out before the game.
Here's the 1-0. Hit hard, stopped at third by Saviski. Got him at first base. Put a star beside that one as Scott Saviski robbing Josh Gaudette of at least a single, maybe a double if that gets by him.
Well, a ground ball pitcher's best friend obviously is an excellent defense, and flashing some nice leather there, dusting himself off. Saviski diving to his right and then making a nice throw to first to easily, more easily than I would have thought. He got Gaudette at first.
So 2 up, 2 out. Here's Kyle Bishop, the pitcher. Takes a curveball that's in there for a strike. 0-1 on Kyle Bishop as he looks down to Don Sawyer at third. The sign here is hit it as far as you can. Here's the 0-1, fouled back, and it's quickly 0-2 on Kyle Bishop. If Bishop can reach, Kurt Chaput would be next.
And Chaput already has the shin guards on, just in case he does not hit. He's raring to go as he is the catcher for Waterville.
Here's the 0-2, that is in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Kurt Chaput, or excuse me, Kyle Bishop, with Chaput on deck. They play Bishop around to the left in the outfield. Wheeler has the count his way, 1-2. Here it is. 2-2.
That went up high a little bit. He's been keeping the ball low for the most part.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the first, Waterville and Winslow. It's the 2-2. That one's wide. And the string out now on Bishop, 3-2.
The flag in center field, just off to center field, is laying limp right now.
For now.
For now. You're right.
Here's the kick. Full count pitch. Hit hard to center field. That is cleanly in there for a base hit. So a 3-2 line single to center field. And Bishop is a 2-out base runner at first base.
Oh, Bishop certainly staying with the, looked like it was a fastball, a little something off that one, up a little high, and he was able to drive it right over the box into center field.
2 outs, a man on for Kurt Chaput. Waterville's cleanup man, right-handed hitting catcher. Waterville's had to make some lineup adjustments with the absence of Tim Locke, who will be back the first day or 2 of June. One of their better hitters in there for a called strike. 0-1 on Chaput. Everybody played to pull, even though Wheeler throws hard. They respect the power. Waterville can certainly thump the baseball. Count as a strike on Chaput. Throw to first, and back to the bag is Bishop. J.T. Witten on deck. He would be next if Chaput can reach. 2 outs. Bishop on at first base. It's a 1-strike count. That is in there for a called strike. 0-2
Nice
on
stealing action on that.
Kurt Chapu. Of course, Wheeler got 0-2 on Bishop and lost him. Now he's 0-2 on Chapu. McCabe setting up outside. Here it is. Curve stays high. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Chapu.
That didn't miss by a whole lot.
1-2 on the Waterville catcher with Bishop running at first. Throw over there. Bishop back to the bag in time. Big first baseman over there, Jordan Bailey. Big target.
And a nice stretch as he's had a couple of ground ball outs in this inning.
Here's the set. The 1-2 upstairs, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Kurt Chapu as Wheeler, after retiring the first 2, on a ground ball to short and a ground ball to third, laboring a little bit here, has given up a line single to center. And now in a battle here with Chapu. Here it is, ground ball to third. Savisky short hops it, throws to first, and that is the inning.
Almost like a matador.
The single, yes, a little bit of Olay action there for sure. The single does not hurt Wheeler. For Waterville in the first inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. They leave 1. We've played a half in Winslow. The score, Waterville nothing. Winslow coming up after these words on Time Warner Cable Sports.
A message from Maine's Attorney General.
We found out when we applied for a home equity loan.
My 4-year-old daughter received a summons.
I got a call from the police in Ohio.
Don't become a victim of identity theft. Protect your financial information. Shred documents. Remove mail promptly from your mailbox. And don't give strangers personal and financial information over the phone or over the internet. Review free copies of your credit reports every year. With proper precautions, you can protect yourself against identity theft.
You can look at some of the crowd enjoying the comfortable sun here this afternoon. The first half inning is out of the way here, and Eric's got the Winslow lineup as well.
I do.
The first.
Thank you very much. Batting first, leading things off for Winslow, the second baseman, Nick Raymond. He'll be followed by Scott Savisky, the third baseman. Made a couple of very nice plays in the first inning defensively. Joey McLean, try that again. Joey McLean will be batting third. He is the shortstop for Winslow. Cleanup hitter Johnny McCabe, he is the catcher. Batting fifth and playing in right field, Jack Nivison. Batting sixth, the DH, Barrett Russell, who is hitting for the pitcher, Jake Wheeler. Batting seventh and playing in left field is Ben Sandy. Jordan Bailey will be hitting eighth. He's the first baseman. And batting ninth and playing center field, Neil Carnahan for the Winslow Black Raiders.
Kyle Bishop going through his final warm-up pitches here with Kurt Chapu.
Waterville coming into this game with a record of 10-3, having lost its last time out to Maranacook. Because as you pointed out, Mike, it was on a Friday.
Yes, they don't play well on Fridays.
They're undefeated every other day of the week.
On Wednesdays, they're good. Tuesdays, they're good. Fridays, they're not so much. All right, Nick Raymond ready to lead it off here. Both the second basemen in this game are the leadoff hitters. Raymond, right-handed hitter like Cameron Sawyer, and we're set to go. Robin Weed flashes the signs down at third. Zach Weary in on the edge of the grass. And the first pitch to Raymond is wide, ball 1. Here it is from Bishop. That's in there for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He's got good movement on his fastball as well, keeping it low so far.
Bishop is a very fast worker. He has to wait for the hitter. That one bends inside. 2-1.
And your defense loves that too, obviously, if you're working fast.
Sure do.
Much more in the game.
Here's the delivery, and that is on the outside corner.
Good pitch. Tough pitch to hit, but a very good pitcher's pitch.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Nick Raymond. Here it is. Curve, or actually, no, that was maybe a changeup, stayed high. And the string out now on Raymond. 3 balls, 2 strikes. On deck is Scott Savisky. Swing and a miss, got him. On a 3-2 pitch, gets a swinging third strike. 1 up, 1 out. Let's get a look at the Waterville defense. They will go this way here today. Zach Weary at third, Josh Gaudet at short, Cameron Sawyer at second, J.T. Whitten at first. Left or right in the outfield, Chris Huggins in left, Mark Beckham in center, Sam Nashid is in right. Bishop and Chaput, the battery. The first pitch to Scott Savitsky is in there for a called strike. 0-1 on Scott Savitsky. Bishop working rapidly, misses down and away, ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Savitsky, one of the top hitters on Winslow, as he was last year, too. Has been a very solid starter for them in his
There's
career.
the 1-1. That one's popped up. The wind could possibly blow it back, but it does not. It'll stay out of play, so the count will go to a ball and 2 strikes. Joey McLean on deck for Winslow. Here's the 1-2 on Savitsky. That one bends inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. No score here as we play on the bottom of the first. 1 out, nobody on. That one's popped up center field. Beckham ranging over to his left. Easy play out there. Beckham makes the catch. 2 out. In the bottom of the first inning for Winslow. And here's Joey McLean, the Winslow shortstop.
And again, nice to see them using 2 hands. You coached him well in Little League, Mike.
I didn't have Beckham.
Oh, you didn't have? I'm sorry, I thought he was one of the ones you did.
Clearly, by the way he made that play, he did not do it under the tutelage of my coaching.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Swing and a miss as McLean pulled his head off a fastball there, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That one's down and away, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Has Winslow ever had a smaller number 3 hitter than that? You're bigger than he is, Aaron.
Well, you know, that might be going so.
2-1.
As my dad used to say, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog.
I've heard that before. 2 balls, 1 strike on Joey McLean. Bishop trying to retire the side in order. That one's hit down the left field line. It'll certainly blow foul. Will it blow out of the ballpark? Yes. Yeah. And it's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes on deck. Johnny McCabe, the cleanup man. Bishop with a 2-2. That one is low, 3-2. So another 3-ball count here in this game. We've had a ton of them so far. 3-2 on McLean.
Quite a few pitches here, but hasn't gotten bitten by it yet.
The 3-2 is right back through the box into center field, a base hit. So both pitchers carbon copies in the first inning, retiring the first 2 batters in order, and then giving up a solid single to center field.
And getting things ready for Johnny McCabe, the Winslow catcher. Right-hand hitter coming up.
He's got some power for sure. And some speed in McLean at first. He can definitely run. We'll keep an eye on him there, as will Kyle Bishop. There's a throw over there.
Plenty of time.
And again, in the situation, if you're the pitcher, you don't want to lose sight of the fact that if you get the hitter out, you're out of the inning. That one's fouled at the plate, 0-1.
Yeah, I think Bishop
beat it into the ground.
Definitely smart enough to keep his focus on McCabe.
0-1 on Johnny McCabe. If he can reach, Jack Nivison on deck. Here's the set. The 0-1. Wide. 1 ball, 1 strike. Very comfortable day to play. Mid-60s or so.
Gorgeous.
A breeze. Very nice. A ball and a strike on Johnny McCabe. That one's hit hard into left field. A solid base hit. So 2 men on after 2 out now for Winslow. And Jack Nivison will stand in there after the solid single to left field by Johnny McCabe.
McCabe certainly delivered. Chris Higgins was able to get there certainly quickly enough to keep the speedy Joey McLean at second base, but a rally starting here perhaps for Winslow?
Here's the set. Nivison stands in there, right-handed hitting right fielder. That one is outside for ball 1. Bishop in trouble here with 2 outs. Gave up a single to center and a single to left. And now 1 ball on Jack Nivison. Now it's popped up. A play here for Gaudette. Gaudette makes the catch, and so the 2 singles do not hurt Kyle Bishop. No runs for Winslow in the second, or in the first, I should say. They did have 2 base hits. They leave 2. 1 done in Winslow. The score, Waterville 0, Winslow 0. Back after this on Time Warner Cable Sports.
Seavisburg Sanders got himself a grandson.
Oh, he's cute.
Cute? I'll show him cute.
Surprise, surprise. Gus Morgan's jealous.
Oh, please.
That's the best you got.
Old rivalries can now be waged 100 times faster with Time Warner Cable.
Send him Halloween.
Yeah.
Get speeds up to 8 megabits per second for only $29.95 per month for 6 months.
It's powerful stuff.
We are moving along now to the second inning here in Winslow. It'll be J.T. Witten, Chris Huggins, Zach Weary. 5, 6, and 7 for Waterville here in the second.
Just took a look at the Winslow crowd. Last half inning we had the Waterville crowd here. And we also got some fans lining along the fence. Gorgeous day to play, as we mentioned earlier.
And apparently the last good day for quite a few. Till the weekend, I guess. So you get it in while you can.
That's right.
Although, you know, frankly, all this spring, not bad as far as getting games in.
It's
we have not had a backlog like we've had in past years.
It's been a very good spring for that, and fortunately, we had a dry enough April. The fields dried out quickly enough for virtually every team in the area to start its games on time.
Yeah, this was not one of those years, despite a pretty good amount of snow, where I remember Dick
yeah,
Whitten hiring the backhoe to clear off Gall Field before.
Well, we didn't have it all fall in March as we have in the past. I know last year was a huge year for snow in March, and it backed things up a little bit. But no, we've been fortunate this year with the weather. Let's hope it continues.
Here's J.T. Witten, Waterville's freshman first baseman, leading off here in the second. The delivery is a curveball upstairs for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. Witten followed by Huggins and Weary here in the second. The 1-0 down and in ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes on Witten.
Must be a great feeling watching your grandson from the dugout or from the coach's boxes. No, he's in the dugout right now.
George
Witten
in the dugout. Here's the 2-0. That one's in there for a strike on the inside corner. 2-1. On J.T. Witten. Wheeler rocks. Here it is.
Good eye.
2-2.
Oh, right on the outside
right on the
corner.
black. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That wind is kicked back up, blowing from right to left. Here's the 2-2 from Wheeler. Missed down and away. 3-2, so another full count in this ball game. 3-2 on J.T. Witten.
Might be able to get that outside corner again as Witten is back off a bit of the plate.
Here's the pitch. He got him on the hands, and Savisky on 2 hops throws him out. J.T. Witten, in hindsight, would have let that one go for ball 4, but he bounces out to third as he got jammed.
It was a bit too far inside. Definitely would have been ball 4, but instead he swings. Easy bounce out. The easiest play of the 3 that Savisky has handled at third base. Been very busy so far.
1 out for Chris Huggins.
Let's see this if it actually hits him on the forearm, or does he?
No.
And that does not. It hits the bat.
Strike 1 to Huggins, Waterville's left fielder. Here's the 0-1 to Huggins. Swing and a miss on another ball down and in. 0-2. 0-2 on Chris Huggins. On deck is Zach Weary. That one's hit hard to second base, and diving and making the catch is Nick Raymond.
Raymond saw that perfectly right into his glove. And we're going to check out the replay here as Huggins hits the ball. Nice play going down to his left, making the snag before it hits the ground.
2 outs for Zach Weary, Waterville's third baseman. Ball 1. One ball on Zach Weary. Wheeler looking for a 1-2-3 inning in the dirt. Ball 2, 2-0. Ball 3.
Just a little bit too far inside.
So the threat of a 1-2-3 inning hanging over Jake Wheeler here on this 3-0 pitch. He missed. We will not have a 1-2-3 inning. Ball 4. Zeri draws a 4-pitch walk.
And is the first walk of the game for either team.
2 outs for Sam Nashid.
Nashid, the right fielder for Waterville, left-hand hitter.
Throw to first, and Weary a little bit headed in the wrong direction, but got back there. Nashid, the number 8 hitter in the Waterville lineup. Standing in there against Jake Wheeler. Here it is, outside for ball 1. So Wheeler, after getting a ground ball to third and a liner to short, laboring here. He's thrown 5 straight wide of the strike zone. That one's right down Broadway, and it's fouled back out of play, out the woods area.
He's been trying to stay on the outside corner, whether it's been a right-hand hitter or the left-hand hitter. Seems to be his comfort area right now.
1-1 to Sam Nashid. Hit into left field. That is going to find some open space out there. And Waterville's got first and second with 2 outs.
Yeah, Nashid going the opposite way on that ball, on that pitch. Again, an outside pitch. I think it was a changeup, little something off that, and he was able to line it, timed it well, line it out into left field.
So each half inning has taken on a familiar theme. The first 2 men get retired. The next 2 men reach, or 1 man reaches, and then in the case of the first 3 half innings thus far, or 2 half innings thus far, the side is retired. We shall see. Here's the number 9 hitter. Mark Beckham takes strike 1. Waterville with some speed on the bases. Wary at second, Nashid at first. Nashid is particularly fast.
So an extra base hit could bring him home.
Swing and a miss, strike 2, as Beckham missed that inside fastball. 0-2 now on Waterville's number 9 hitter. If he can reach Cameron Sawyer, the leadoff man would hit next. 2 outs, 2 on, no score. The set by Wheeler. The 2-strike pitch. Just a shade low. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And a nice block as well.
1-2 on Mark Beckham. Here's the set. And the 1-2. Bounce. This is going to be a tough play. Savitsky comes in. Throws on the go. It's wide. Coming around third and scoring on the play is Wary. That is a base hit. An infield single to third and an RBI on the play. And Waterville takes a 1-0 lead.
Well, showing great quickness there, Zach Wary going from second all the way home on the errant throw. And I got to say, I think that's a base hit, but he scored, at least I would score a base hit, but Wary scoring on the error.
You're right.
On the throw.
Yeah. He pulled him off the bag for sure. So it is a base hit and E5. So let's cancel the RBI. Waterville's on the board. There's a ball hit into left field. Will they stop the man? No, they'll send him. Here's the throw home right on the money to McCabe. And dead meat is Sam Nashid. Don Sawyer challenging the left fielder Sandy to make the play, and Sandy did just that. But Waterville ends up with a run. We've played 1.5. Waterville 1, Winslow 0. Back after this on Time Warner Cable Sports.
The one thing that people that watch Mainly Motorsports might not be aware of is the passion that I have for all fields of motorsports. Welcome to this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by Snowpro. Anything I can do to help promote the sport, I'll do through the show.
We're over here at Seacoast Down. We're up here in Lyman, Maine. Now we've caught up with the 2008 champion in the box stock division.
No matter what kind of motorsports enthusiast you are, Mainly Motorsports will catch everybody's interest.
Well, as you look at some of the fans sunning themselves in the outfield, the debate in the booth is over whether or not Don Sawyer should have sent him. He certainly challenged the left fielder, Ben Sandy, to make a play, and I think it was too easy a challenge to accept, Eric.
Nashid with very, very good speed. But
Sandy had the ball in his hands ready to throw before Nashid hit third base.
And Nashid was only at second, as you point out. Even rounding third, and he really was getting a big burst of speed there. The throw easily in time. In fact, coming up the line for
stopped.
Yeah, and the catcher
I wouldn't want to run into Johnny McCabe either.
Johnny McCabe was coming up the line and almost had a shot to tag him there.
All right, so 1-0 Waterville. There's a bounce to short. Gaudette with a tough play. Comes in, throws on the go, and they got him.
Very nice play, and a nice stretch as well by J.T. Whitten. That was a tough play, but a good play all around defensively.
Barrett Russell grounding out, put a star beside that one. Russell, the DH, hitting for Jake Wheeler. 1 out for Ben Sandy, as Kyle Bishop continues to get help from his defense.
And Ben Sandy with a big defensive play to end the second inning, throwing out Sam Nashid at home.
Sandy takes strike one.
Preserving a 1-0 deficit right now for Winslow.
Oh, it's popped up, right field. Nashid in. The wind is going to blow that toward the infield. Nashid makes the catch, 2 outs. So on 3 pitches, Bishop has retired 2, and here is Jordan Bailey, the first baseman. Bailey, big right-handed hitter. Number 8 hitter in this lineup, Neil Carnahan on deck. Pitch by Bishop. Fouled off to the right. That'll make it out of play. They don't have a radar gun here. I'd like to time Jeff Mertzel's throws back to the pitcher. He guns it, that's for sure. He's the hardest throwing umpire in the state.
He's keeping the pitchers in the game.
1-1, yeah. That one's high. 2-1.
I'm guessing that he's got some baseball experience somewhere down the line.
Gardner High School.
Ah, okay.
2-1 in there for a strike, 2-2. We had his father, 2 games ago at Messalonsky,
right.
Joe.
Messalonsky. Now, how long ago did Jeff play?
80s, mid-80s.
Okay. I guess I just missed him.
3-2, if I'm not mistaken. Munzing had him. String out now on Bailey, 3-2, and that's on the outside corner, called strike 3. And Bishop has a rocking chair second, nothing across for Winslow. 2 done here in Raiderland. The score, Waterville 1, Winslow nothing. Back after this on Time Warner Cable Sports.
You're looking for real speed online.
Yes, I am.
And a good deal?
Yes, that too.
So, great speed, great price.
Exactly.
You just described Roadrunner High Speed Online.
Oh, yeah.
Speed, meet affordability. Affordability, speed.
Perfect. Hey, just how much faster is Roadrunner than DSL?
Try and catch me.
Hey!
Get speeds up to 8 megabits per second for only $29.95 per month for 6 months.
Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Mike Violet, Eric Leinbach, back here at Winslow High School as we move along to the third.
Top half of the third inning, we'll see the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Waterville. Josh Gaudette, Kyle Bishop, and Kurt Chaput. With young Jake Wheeler on the mound for Winslow.
Waterville squeezing a run across last inning on a walk. A single, then an infield single that eventually drove in a run on an error by the third baseman Savitsky as he threw it wide on a little topper down the line, and that allowed Zach Weary to come in from second and score.
Walk and 3 base hits for Waterville after 2 were out in the second inning, but only 1 run came home, again because of the fine throw.
Ben Sandy nailing Sam Nashid at the plate.
Left fielder.
Josh Gaudette will lead it off for Waterville. Grounded out to third, not your ordinary ground out. A great play by Scott Savitsky. Pitch from Wheeler. Curve for a strike. It'll be Gaudette, Bishop, and Chaput, the meat of the Waterville lineup, 2, 3, 4. That one's fouled off to the right, not a play. Quickly, Gaudet in the hole 0-2. 2 strikes on Gaudet. Here it is. Wide in the dirt, 1-2.
Not going to touch that. There you go.
1-2 on the Waterville shortstop. That one's high. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, Wheeler doesn't work quite as quickly, but quickly enough to keep his fielders in it.
Here's the 2-2. Right back to the box, off Wheeler. He recovers, turns, throws, got him! He held the bag, did Jordan Bailey at first base.
That is a tough play.
And the question is, did Wheeler catch that flush, or did he get a glove on it?
Boy, it looked to me like he caught it flush, but I could be wrong. I mean, it seems as though he's okay. He's certainly not balking at it at all, but that was a very tough play and a nice stretch, too, by Bailey.
Well, it's too late there, guys.
Here's the throw. First base.
Well, no, I know he got him at first. That's not the question. Our question was, did it get any of the pitcher when it left the bat?
Right.
We definitely saw a good hold there by Jordan Bailey of the bag at first, but I was wondering if Wheeler took any of that, and I think he got his glove down thigh high to knock that away. Here's the 1-strike pitch on Bishop. That is a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bishop singled to center his first time. 1 ball, 1 strike from Jake Wheeler. That's hit into the air center field. Carnahan has to range back, short of the warning track, 2 outs.
At it all the way. Just
easy.
Able to trail
ball.
it, yes. Just a little bit off to his right.
2 outs. Here's Kurt Chaput. Chaput grounded to third his first time.
That ended the first inning of play.
That one's hit into the alley in right center field, but it'll be stopped and cut off out there by Chaput as they really played him to pull. I thought when that left the bat, it had a chance to make it through the gap to the wall, but
so did I.
It's just a single.
I thought it was going to be a little bit more towards right field, more towards center field, which would have given Chaput more room to run.
Nivison really bunched up toward right center field. So a 2-out base runner here for J.T. Witten as Chaput runs at first. Witten grounded to third his first time, a little nubber. Here's the set by Wheeler. That's on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1.
J.T. Witten this time last year was playing on the Waterville Junior High School team. Now as a freshman, he's starting at first base. Has big shoes to fill, though.
We'll get to that in a second. That one almost hit him, and it's 1-1 because he's filling the shoes of
my nephew, Eli Fitzgerald, a 3-year starter for Waterville at first base.
Outstanding player for Waterville.
Very good defensive first baseman, good hitter. And Eli is now working with the JV team. But he was the
when you can overcome the obstacle of having Mark Fitzgerald for your father, you have done well.
My brother-in-law.
Great guy.
Yeah. Oh, he is.
Eli definitely into a really good ball player.
And he got the passion for baseball from Mark.
Yep.
Fortunately, he's a much better athlete than Mark.
The baseball talent came from parts unknown.
Parts unknown, yeah.
Or maybe it was Margie. Maybe it was. No. Skip a generation?
Yeah, must have. Or a couple. Maybe Mark's dad. Mark's dad must have been Frank Fitzgerald.
But
longtime Waterville High School teacher.
Oh yeah, but you think of Frank, I think of like a football player. He was like a
he was
bull in
a
a china shop kind of guy.
Yeah, yeah, that was Frank.
2-2 on Witten here with a base runner at first and 2 outs. That one's hit right back through the middle of it. May make it through. No, great stop. It's short by McLean for the force play.
Gotta love the 6'4" force.
Wow, beautifully done. A 6'4" fielder's choice, but not your ordinary 6-4 fielder's choice. As we go to break, let's get a look at this.
Great dive there. Oh,
nice.
Terrific dive. And then over to Raymond for the putout.
So, Waterville not on the scoreboard in the third. We go to the bottom of the third. Panthers still lead it 1-0 back after this.
Sounds Good at Johnson Hall featuring Zemya. 11 women blend beautifully edgy a cappella harmonies. Maine Hysterical Society, comic Maine songs, and lots of antics. Zulu Leprechauns, striking vocals, unusual instrumentation. Woods Tea Company, 4 musicians and a dozen instruments. The Mojo-Matics, urban Chicago-style blues. Pineland Fiddlers, traditional fiddle music. Sarah Cox and Friends, country, folk, rock singer, and songwriter.
We are moving along to the bottom of the third inning. Only man not to hit in this game is going to now. Neil Carnahan will lead it off for Winslow. Then we'll go to the top of the Winslow order, and Nick Raymond and Scott Zavisky, 9-1-2.
Do I understand the legendary John Winkin is here this afternoon?
Yes, it's great to see Dr. John Winkin, who certainly has been battling health issues for the last year plus, but the longtime Colby and Maine and Husson baseball coach here watching this game today. Great to see him here. An icon.
Absolutely.
Perhaps nobody in Maine more identified with baseball than Dr. Winkin.
I agree with that.
First pitch to Carnahan, in there for a called strike. 0-1. Here it is. High and outside. Ball 1. 1-1 on Neil Carnahan, then Nick Raymond. Here in the third. 1-0 Waterville. That one is swung on and missed. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Hit hard on the ground, and ranging to his left is where he throws. No, safe.
Just terrific speed by Carnahan, blazing down the line. That would have been a tough play anyway. Nice job by Wary, but no. And there is Dr. John Winkin right now on our screen. Well, he was.
Somewhere in the maze.
Yeah.
So Carnahan, who can run, is at first base, and here's Nick Raymond.
Nick Raymond led off for Winslow in the first inning.
Nice
striking out.
Squares the bunt, pulls it back, and it's ball 1. So Robin Weed playing a little ball here. At least on that pitch.
Well, the runs are going to be tough to come by with Bishop pitching the way he is right now, although he did give up a couple of base runners in the second inning.
Squares the bunt again and bunts it in the air foul, and the count is a ball and a strike. 1-1 on Nick Raymond with Neil Carnahan running at first.
Yeah, Scott Zavisky on deck for Winslow.
On the edge of the grass is Zach Wary at third. Shows bunt, gets it down, but it's foul. And that was a reluctant attempt to bunt.
You don't think his heart was in it?
No. Square around, get your feet around, and put the bat on the ball. It is a lost art.
It is. And it is an art. It's not just a skill, it's an art.
Swing into right field. That's a fair ball. Hitting first is Raymond, digging for 2. He'll go into second, standing with a double. So the inability to get the bunt down turns into a double.
And scooting all the way to third was Carnahan. So runners on second and third, nobody out. For the meat of the order coming up, Scott Zavisky.
Just inside the line, down the right field line for Nick Raymond, and second and third, nobody out, and trouble now for Kyle Bishop. Scott Zavisky fly to center his first time. Very wide, ball 1. One ball, no strikes on Zavisky. Chance to tie it or put the game in favor of Winslow with a base hit. That one's fouled back to the screen, and it's a ball and a strike.
Yeah, suddenly Bishop has become rather hittable.
A ball and a strike on Scott Zavisky. Joey McLean on deck. Raymond at second, Carnahan at third. Nobody out. The 1-1. Fouled right back below us. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You didn't flinch, did you?
I did not.
Good. Well, gave up two hits in the first inning, did Bishop. Got a 1-2-3 second inning, including a strikeout of Jordan Bailey to end the second. But the first two batters here have hit the ball fairly hard.
1-2 on Sabisky. That's hit to second base. Bishop will get one out here, and the game is now tied as Sawyer goes to first base, gets the out there. And coming in the score on the play is Carnahan, and we got a 1-1 ball game.
Yep, the fielder's choice, really the only play, was to first base. You go with a play that you've got, and the ball took a funny little hop slowing it down the bounce anyway. Wouldn't have had either Raymond or Carnahan.
So the go-ahead run in the person of Nick Raymond is at third, as that one's fouled back by McLean. McLean single to right. His first time. So a run in, one out, one aboard in a 1-1 game. Bishop from the stretch. That was fouled off to the left as well. No balls, two strikes. So McLean in a hole here. He'll have to cover the plate, 0-2. Johnny McCabe on deck.
McLean did single his first time up, was stranded at second base.
0-2 on the Winslow shortstop. Hit right back through the box, off Bishop. McLean can really run. He shouldn't have thrown the ball. Somebody should have told Bishop to eat it. Instead, it ends up being picked up by Cameron Sawyer, and Bishop definitely got hit flush on with that one.
Yes, he did. Right, lower knee, ankle area. And Raymond stayed at third base, did not advance on the play, fortunately for Waterville. Yeah, that got him right off the foot, the side of the
shin
foot.
Maybe?
That might have been a little bit lower, but he was trying to throw the ball so as to avoid the runner. Nice backup, though.
He had no shot at him. He should have held the ball.
He should have held the ball, but nice backup at second base. And because of that, Raymond was not able to score. He had to stay at third base for the entire play. So how do you score that one?
Well, that's a base hit.
Okay.
It's a base hit all the way. Bishop says he's okay. See how he feels in an inning from now. But So right now, nice. First and third with one out. And here is McCabe, who singled to center his first time. So a rarity indeed with a runner at third. A base hit does not bring him in.
No, he stayed the entire time. And Raymond again with good speed.
The set by Bishop. Here it is. It's a breaking ball on the outside corner. Mertzel with a generous strike zone there, 0-1. Nothing in one on Johnny McCabe. Runners on first and third, the tying run in. Off his hands, foul. It's 0-2. Nothing in two on McCabe. Nivison is on deck. Bishop, a long look in, shakes off Chaput. Runner goes, ground ball to short, Gaudette. They get one at second. That's all they'll get. No, they'll get two!
No.
Beautifully done by Cameron Sawyer. I thought they were going to settle for one there. The runner on third did not even try to come in anyhow, and the inning is over.
And McCabe really wasn't, he just didn't seem to be running very hard down the first base line. Either that or he doesn't have a whole lot of speed. But that was easier than it probably should have been to make that 6-4-3 double play.
One run on 3 base hits, no errors, and one left on. We've played 3. It's certainly been interesting so far. The score, Waterville 1, Winslow 1. Back after this on Time Warner Cable Sports.
How long are they going to keep my car anyway?
The roof started leaking 2 months later.
We moved out 3 months ago.
I'm Janet Mills, Maine Attorney General. If you have questions about your consumer rights, the online Consumer Law Guide has answers for you. Accessible 24 hours a day on your computer, the Law Guide has almost 400 topics with sample contracts, leases, and letters. If you have a consumer question, visit the Maine Consumer Law Guide online.
Mike Violet, Eric Leibach, and our Time Warner production crew back here at Winslow High School As we go to the fourth inning, a beautifully turned 6-4-3 double play by Waterville to end the inning as Gaudette to Sawyer to Witten finished off the inning. A 6-4-3 twin killing gets Kyle Bishop out of trouble, and Waterville's got 6, 7, and 8 here in their half of the fourth. Huggins, Wary, and Nashid.
Chris Huggins, who had a soft liner to the second baseman in the second inning, his only plate appearance. There's a nice dive by Nick Raymond. Retired Huggins first time.
So both pitchers kind of walking the tightrope in this ball game.
You mentioned Gardner. We're going to be in Gardner for our next game. Nope, my mistake. Halldale. Thought we were going to be in Gardner. We're going to be in Halldale, Georges Valley at Halldale. Baseball game coming up. It'll be our next game. Of course, schedules are subject to change.
They certainly are. Huggins ready to lead it off. Waterville's left fielder. And like Waterville, they wear the stirrups. They don't even have stirrups. They wear the pants up high.
Yes, they do.
Many of them do. Like ball players are supposed to do. Strike one to Huggins.
You're just a throwback, Mike. And so are they.
I hate this long pants down below the spikes thing. I don't know who started. Was it George Hendrick who started it? Hot Rod Hendrick?
I don't
know.
That was I've never been a real big baseball fashion person, so I couldn't tell you who started. I can tell.
Like the pants high. Like to see some sock. Remember back in the days when the Red Sox, you could see the stripes on the socks.
Oh, sure.
And they actually
back with Yaz
wore
and Petroselli.
red socks. Popped up, shortstop McLean. 1 out. 1 out for Zach Wary, who walked and scored the Waterville run.
That's right. He scored on a throwing error by Savitsky, enabling Wary to score on the infield single by Beckham.
That one's hit well to left field. Sandy going over, and it is one hop to the wall. Wary will hit second easily with a stand-up double as he got the head of the bat out on that one, and Waterville's got the lead run at second with 1 out.
Yeah, he really did. Was able to pull that ball, crushed it into left field, just a couple of hops against the wall, and with his speed was able to get into second base standing up. So a 1 out double for Waterville, putting a runner in scoring position for Sam Nashid.
Nashid singled to left and then was eventually thrown out at the plate by Ben Sandy in left. 1 out with Wary at second. Squares to bunt. Doesn't offer at it. Ball 1 to Sam Nashid. Don Sawyer looking to move the runner over here. Or at least he was on that pitch. That one's in the dirt. Wary breaks. No throw. He gets the bag.
Smart move by Wary, staying very alert. As soon as the ball got away, or got in front a little bit too far in front of McCabe, he was off. And never hesitated.
That was definitely in the dirt. I'll go with a wild pitch.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm good with that.
So Wary at third, and a 2-ball count now on Sam Nashid. And in the fourth inning, we have teams playing for a run already.
Mm-hmm.
They're in on the corners. Outside ball 3. Nope, it's a strike called. My mistake. I tried
outside
to beat
corner.
Jeff Murchel to the punch. If that ball was in the outside corner, I am thin, rich, and beautiful. That one's in the dirt. There's no way that was a strike.
I don't know what your bank account looks like, Mike. But
there's the Jeff Murchel strike zone, and then there's mine.
And
okay?
I trust his more than yours.
3-1 as well. You should. 3-1 on Nashid. Swing and a foul spiked between the dugout and the stands, and it's 3-2.
But don't assume, because it does take him a couple of seconds to make the strike call. If you've noticed.
Okay.
And I'm sure you have.
I try to anticipate.
I know you do. That's how you get into trouble.
Here's the 3-2 to Nashid. Wide, I guess. Ball
It is
4.
definitely wide.
Boy, Murchel's going to give me the business.
And he should. First and flack from you.
First and third with 1 out. And here's Mark Beckham. Beckham singled to third base his first time. An infield single. Chance here to put Waterville in front. A fly ball, a ground ball to the right middle infielder.
Any of that would do the trick probably with Wary. Good speed at third.
High, ball one. Last time these two teams played, it was 1-1 right around this time.
Going into the fifth inning.
And it ended up being 11-1.
Waterville had a 10-run fifth inning.
Throw to first.
That
And
was
a pretty
close.
tight play over there as Nash had to dive back.
Nice pickoff move by Wheeler.
One ball on Beckham. That one is high, ball two. Wheeler maybe a little unnerved out there. His front shirt tail out of the pants, dropped the ball back from his catcher McCabe. He certainly is labored.
Just collect yourself, get yourself back together, get your head on.
He's labored, but has still only given up one run thus far.
That hasn't looked all that bad. Not at all.
The 2-0. That one's right in there for a called strike. 2-1. Nashid runs at first, Wary at third. The set. Runner goes back through the middle. Stop. No, it's through the second baseman. Into center field. A base hit, a play at third. And dead meat is Sam Nashid at third base.
That's the
who's
second
having
time
an
he's been
adventure
thrown
on the
out.
base pass today as he was thrown out easily at third base. Wary comes in to score. Nashid is out 8-5.
And we've got a 2-1 lead for Waterville. And something else that's interesting about that play, Nashid was going as the pitch was thrown, and the second baseman was moving to second base and almost was able to make that play. It was just out of his reach, but by moving to second base, he had a shot at that play and a shot at a possibility for a double play.
Here's Cameron Sawyer. 1 out of 2 today. Puts a bunt down. He's going to bid this out easy. No play and getting to third easily is Mark Beckham. Beautifully done there by Cameron Sawyer.
Cameron Sawyer with excellent speed, his second base hit of the game, and he laid it down right along third base, not the third base line, but off to the third base grass. It would have been a very tough play for Savitsky to make. Wheeler wasn't going to be able to do anything with it either, and he just motored right on down to first base.
So a bunt base hit, first and third for Josh Gaudette, who has grounded to third on a great play by Savitsky and hit one back to the box on a terrific play by Wheeler. That one's bounced foul. Don Sawyer makes the play at third. 0-1 on Gaudette. 2-1 Waterville.
Was that 8-5 on the putout?
It was.
Sam Nash had thrown out twice today.
Easily.
Yes.
Runner goes. Pitch is a ball and no throw.
So now 2 runners in scoring position for Waterville. Cameron Sawyer's on at second. Mark Beckham stays at third for Josh Gaudette.
And a 1-1 count on Gaudette. Waterville on top now 2-1. Here it is. Oh, he had a cookie there, but he popped it up. A lot of open space. Can Nivison get over there? No! It falls in. 1 run scores. 2 runs score. And Waterville gets a bloop double from Gaudette. And 2 runs come in.
Well, he was playing way over. It looked like Nivison was playing quite a bit over towards right center field. That's a tough play to make anyway. But you really got to come in on that.
You got no shot where he was playing. That's where the coaches want him, but no shot to make the play there at all.
And the wind had died down, so it wasn't blowing the balls to right center field as that normally would have been blown towards Nivison.
So a double and 2 RBIs. It looks like a line drive in the box score. 4-1 Waterville.
Yeah, big hit for Gaudette.
2 outs for Bishop now. Bishop has singled and flied out.
He can definitely help his cause on the mound here.
Pickoff attempt at second. Runner is back. Gaudette with a blooper into no man's land. Nivison was playing over into right center field. The second baseman, Raymond, had no shot.
A little bit of payback on Winslow for in the first inning when...
That's popped up a play here for Bailey, the first baseman, into foul ground, and that is the inning as Bishop fouls out to the first baseman. So for Waterville, a productive 4th inning for sure. Panthers get 3 runs on 4 base hits and they leave a man. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's Waterville 4 and Winslow 1. More in a moment on Time Warner Cable Sports.
With digital cable and HD service from Time Warner Cable, Jimmy Johnson gets awesome HD picture quality on local and cable channels. It makes nature shows so real. Jimmy can also watch movies on demand, including hilarious comedies and thrillers. And Jimmy enjoys recording and replaying major sporting events with his HD DVR.
Gotta love that DVR.
Jimmy Johnson wins the race.
Time Warner Cable has digital video packages starting as low as $29.95 per month.
Well, Kyle Bishop shaking off the effects of that one hopper. Back to the box right off his right leg, appears to be okay. And ready to go to the bottom of the fourth inning with a lead of 3 runs, as Waterville got 3 in the top of the inning.
Yep.
And here in the fourth, it'll be Jack Nivison, Barrett Russell, and Ben Sandy, 5, 6, and 7.
Waterville scoring 3 runs on 4 base hits and a walk in the top half of the fourth. And Winslow's got its work cut out for them, although it wasn't a 10-run inning.
No.
Like the first time these two teams met.
Jack Nivison today has popped out to center in his only plate appearance.
Be followed by Barrett Russell, the DH, and Ben Sandy.
Pitch by Bishop. Called strike. Winslow with some work to do, but plenty of time. The 0-1. Upstairs, 1-1. A ball and a strike here on Jack Nivison. High, ball 2.
Winslow right now 12th in the heel point standings. 14 teams make the tournament from Class B, Eastern Class B.
Here's the 2-1. Wide, ball 3.
Waterville is now number 2 in the new heel point standings.
Bucksport's 1.
Bucksport is number 1, followed by Waterville. So Winslow looking for a big point-worthy win against Waterville.
That's hit pretty well to center field. Beckham, though, ranges over as it gets knocked down, and there's 1 out. 1 out on a fly ball by Nivison to center. Here's Barrett Russell, who grounded a short on a terrific play by Josh Gaudette in the second.
Yeah, we've seen some fine fielding so far today, both with the glove and with the arm.
Bishop doesn't get the high strike call. 1 ball, no strikes on Barrett Russell. First time that the sun has gone behind the clouds today. That's ball 2.
Well, look at it really well. Might be the last time
Yeah.
in the next few days you see the sun much. Expecting some much-needed rain around Central Maine.
Here's the 2-0. That's in there for a strike. How about Southern and Western and Northern Maine?
Yeah, pretty much. They're going to get
We're
wet,
seeing
too.
there as well.
Yeah, they're going to get wet.
Why don't you give the complete 5-day forecast for the whole state?
No, I leave that up to Joe Cupo and Kevin Mannix. They can handle it better than I
How
can.
about Charlie Lopresti and Sarah Long and
Hey,
Craig over at Channel 13?
In the words of the immortal Yukon Cornelius, you listen to what you like and I'll listen to what I like. I'm paraphrasing.
You just quoted Yukon Cornelius.
I did.
You're a 40. How old are you now?
Too old.
47.
But old enough to remember Yukon Cornelius.
I know you are. You're a product of your Ute, 2-2, and it's upstairs 3-2 on Barrett Russell. You don't often hear him quoted during a baseball game.
But you should.
It'd be a hockey game or curling.
Curling.
3-2, out of there.
Lower outside corner, Bishop putting it in a very tough spot for Russell to hit, and he did not.
Let me quote Ernie Harwell. He stood there and watched it go by like a house on the side of the road. 2 outs
And of
for
course,
Ben
I
Sandy.
used to think, but a house on the road doesn't watch anything go.
It's all right. Ernie Harwell said it. That's all that matters.
I know what he means. Yeah.
1 strike. Sandy today has fly to right in his only appearance. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. If he can reach, Jordan Bailey would be next. Bishop in a groove here. Not anymore. That one's into left center field. A base hit anyway. Bailey hits first, and they hold him there. As doing a good job was Beckham to get it in. Boy, he can run out there in center, can he?
He can. He covers a lot of ground, which you like your center fielder to do because you have a lot of ground to cover.
That's why they're out there.
Just as Carnahan does in Winslow.
No 1-2-3 inning here. Here's Jordan Bailey. Bailey struck out swinging his first time. Sandy will probably stay pretty close to the bag at first. Ball one. Waterville 4, Winslow 1 here in the bottom of the fourth. Hit to short. Gaudette ranges over. He'll go to first, and they get him. Yes!
Wow.
Gaudette.
Ooh, bang, bang.
Showing disdain for the quick force play. Maybe didn't think he could get it.
Yeah,
went the long route
too.
and just barely got Bailey at first base. So we go to the fifth here in Winslow. Waterville up by 3. Panthers 4, Raiders 1. Back after this on Time Warner Cable Sports.
Time Warner Cable is in the neighborhood. It turns every house into the home of free HD. See, unlike satellite, when you get digital cable, you can also get HD programming at no additional cost. In fact, you may find it hard to believe that this many of your favorite HD shows, sports, and movies can fit under one roof.
Time Warner Cable has digital video packages starting as low as $29.95 per month.
Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Welcome back to Winslow High School. We're going to the fifth inning. Waterville on top here 4-1. It'll be Chaput, Witten, and Huggins here for the Purple Panthers. 4, 5, and 6.
And it's actually been a quiet 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah,
collectively today, they are just 1 for 6 with Kurt Chaput singling his last time up. And other than that, the meat of the order's been kind of quiet. It's been the guys at the bottom and the top who've gotten things done for Waterville.
Chaput today is grounded to third and single to right. Against Jake Wheeler.
Boy, the bottom 3 for Waterville have been up 6 times. They've reached base 6 times.
Yeah, every
4
time.
hits and 2 walks. Weary, Nash, and Beckham.
Chaput trying to get it started here for Waterville. Pitch by Wheeler. That's hit well to left. If it stays fair, it is long gone. It's out of here. Home run for Chaput. It's 5-1 Waterville.
Well, leave it to Mark Chaput to prove me wrong here, saying that I doubted with the wind, although the wind has quit for now, that anything would be hit out, but he certainly crunched that.
Even when it was blowing at its hardest, if he hits that ball, it's gone. Got a low fastball down and in and got the head of the bat out on it and gone. About 340 feet out of here. And Waterville's lead is 5-1.
And coming up is another guy who has that kind of power, J.T. Witten.
Witten today has grounded out twice. Pops it up. McLean with a play. Sandy coming in. McLean takes charge and makes the catch.
Oh, my word. He nearly had
somebody
a collision.
Somebody didn't call off somebody there. That's probably, for the most part, a left fielder's ball.
Yeah, I would think that Sandy's
a pretty take-charge guy out there.
Yeah, I would say normally you're right. That is Sandy's ball. Fortunately, there was no big collision there, but...
One out for Huggins. Chris has lined to second and hit to short. Hits that one to short, and he can't buy a base hit today, as Huggins, who has lined out to second, is now lined out to short.
Yeah, that was hit very hard, had left center field written all over it, but McLean says no. I'm going to keep it right here.
Joey's been busy today in this half inning, 2 putouts.
And Waterville first pitch swinging for the most part here.
Here's Zach Wary, a walk and a double. There's a grounder to third. Sabisky, 1 hop. Plenty of time, and if he doesn't give up a home run, that's a pretty nice inning.
If he doesn't give up a home run, it's over in 56 seconds.
It's about it. So the home run by Chaput, the damage here in the 5th, and then the side retired in order after that. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Waterville 5, Winslow 1. Back in a moment on Time Warner Cable Sports.
you ready to get more from your phone? Like saving more money with the phone you already have and getting the most popular calling features included at no extra cost? Get unlimited national calling with Time Warner Cable and join the millions of customers who've made the switch to save money.
Time Warner Cable offers phone plans starting as low as $29.95 per month. Don't delay. Call today.
Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Kyle Bishop with a 4-run lead to work with here after the home run by Chaput. As we go to the 5th inning, Winslow will have Neil Carnahan, the number 9 hitter, then Nick Raymond and Scott Saviski, 9-1-2 with work to do for the Raiders.
Carnahan, who's coming up, has scored the only run to date for Winslow as he singled and scored in the 3rd inning, scoring on a Joey McLean base hit.
Carnahan with a single to 3rd. His first time. First pitch by Kyle Bishop. On the outside corner for a called strike. Here's the 0-1. Strike 2. Bishop throwing strikes, showing no after effects from being hit by that ball right back to the box.
Nah, bet he doesn't even feel it anymore.
I bet he does. High, ball 1.
You're right, but if it does, and he probably is. He's not
tonight, it may be a different story. Yeah. Once you shower and cool down.
Soak it.
Oops, that one almost hit him. Back to the backstop, 2-2.
Carnahan, the fleet-footed center fielder for Winslow.
Bishop with a 2-2. Check swing, did he go? No. So Carnahan holds up, string out on the Winslow center fielder. 3-2.
Tough pitch to hold back on, too. It certainly seemed to be to his liking.
Here it is. Fouled back to the screen.
That one was, it looked to be significantly further outside, but he offered at it.
Hey, you're the number 9 hitter. You can't take any chances.
Yeah, but you want to get on base.
Here's the 3-2. Hit to right center field. On his horse is Beckham. Coming over from right field is Nashid to make the catch.
Very nice play. Nashid hauling it in. Ranging to his right.
1 up, 1 out. Here is Nick Raymond. Raymond today has struck out swinging and doubled.
Now, did you ever coach Nashid? Because, again, he used 2 hands.
I think I had him on an all-star team.
Okay.
But he was well taught by his father and his mother. Oh, that one gets by Sawyer into right field. That's a base hit.
Nick Raymond with good speed on first base. His father and his mother both
his mother,
baseball players?
Kim is a big baseball fan.
Awesome. Good to hear.
Can't have enough chicks being baseball fans for you.
The only thing that would make it better for me, Mike, is if she was an Orioles fan. If she was a Baltimore Orioles fan, that would be too much to ask.
She's not stupid.
Yeah, what's your point?
Raymond runs at first base. That one's fouled off the end of the bat. Somehow Saviski got the top of the bat on that, and the count is a strike. Actually, I don't think they're Red Sox fans because I think they're from away.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But don't quote me on that.
Well, they could be from Massachusetts.
A nasty email from the Nashid family. I can't remember. I shouldn't say that. That one's hit into right field. Yes, a base hit. It's over Cam Sawyer. Nashid ranges over to hold it at second base, and a rally in the making here for Winslow as Saviski moves one over the second baseman.
A soft liner, but as you say in the box score, it looks like it could have been a hard liner. Just hitting them where they ain't, the old wee Willie Keeler.
Here's trouble. Joey McLean today has singled to right and then hit that hard ball back to the box that hit Bishop, and he reached on the infield base hit. First and second here, 1 out. There's a belt into center field, a base hit. It gets off Beckham. Coming around to score is Carnahan. Going into third base is Raymond. And Beckham kicks it there in the outfield, and it's a 5-2 ball game.
Does he score on the bobble?
Oh, absolutely. That's a single and an error. I don't think they send him.
I think you're right. I think they. Well, yeah.
Well, you can't assume.
You can't assume. You're right.
Assume.
You cannot assume.
So McLean is 3 out of 3 today.
Yeah, he certainly has Bishop's number in that one right up the
nothing
box.
but trouble. If you're the other side, Joey McLean is nothing but trouble. And if you're Winslow, you love him.
And he's a terrific defensive shortstop, too.
So,
first and third,
promising inning here for Winslow. First and third, and their cleanup man, Johnny McCabe, who has singled and hit into a double play.
Well, his opposite on Waterville, Kurt Chaput, homered his last time up. A home run here.
Oop, almost hit him.
And we've got a tie ball game.
Raymond running at third. Or excuse me, Savitsky running at third.
Yes.
McLean at first. Raymond scored. Count as a ball on McCabe. Here it is. That one's outside. Good stop by Chaput. A ball and a strike. Excuse me, 2 balls, no strikes. So Bishop laboring here after getting 1 out. Got Carnahan to fly out. He's given up 3 straight. That one's wide, ball 3. So he's given up 3 straight hits and now thrown 3 straight balls.
Well, maybe that's got him rattled just a little bit. A couple of those balls have been hit hard. You have the soft liner by Savitsky, but Raymond and McLean, no doubt
runner
about
goes 3-0. It's ball 4. They throw to third to hold a runner there. Oh, it was a strike. Yeah. I thought it was ball 4. So McLean steals second. So a 3-1 count now on Johnny McCabe, and a base hit could make it a 1-run game. Here it is. He covers the plate and fouls it off to the right, out of play. 3-2.
Staying alive.
Johnny McCabe in a big spot in this game, down 5-2. McCabe with runners on second and third. Here it is. Hard ground ball into left field, a base hit. Coming in to score is Savitsky. They will hold McLean at third. That's an RBI single for Johnny McCabe and a 5-3 Waterville lead.
And 4 straight hits for Winslow. 5 of the last 7 batters for Winslow have gotten singles.
Don't see Don Sawyer with anybody up yet.
Time is called.
Well,
let's see what's going on here.
Josh Gaudette is going to talk to Kyle Bishop, who definitely has hit the wall in this game. He came into this inning with a 5-1 lead, got the first man to fly to right, then a single.
And all of a sudden, there goes the 5-1 lead. It's a 5-3 lead with 2 runners on, and still just 1 out.
Here's Nivison taking ball 1. Jack today has popped to center and flied to center. Got a 1-ball count here. That one's hit in the air, short left field. This could be a tough play for somebody. It goes to foul ground, caught, and Weary will run it back in as McLean bluffed. That's a good play by the Waterville third baseman.
Yeah, very good job by Weary, quickly getting over there, flagging down the foul ball, and then turning quickly to make sure nobody was advancing. Because again, you definitely can advance on a pop foul.
So a terrific play there by Zach Weary. 2 outs. And here's Barrett Russell, who has grounded a short and taken a called third strike. Bishop trying to leave it here. He's given up 2. Kyle to the set. Pitch to Russell. Held back. It's ball 1. Johnny McCabe at first.
Bishop has been leaving the ball up quite a bit this inning, too.
That one's up as well. Joey McLean at third, and it's 2-0 now on Russell. Winslow with 2 in, 2 on, 2 out. And Barrett with a 2-0 count. That one is slow. 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes on Barrett Russell, who's got to be taking a pitch here. And he does all the way. It's strike 1. 3-1.
Not sure who Waterville would have pitch if they decide to lift Bishop at any point. Who would be next coming in?
Here it is. Check swing. It's in there for a called strike on the outside corner. 3-2 on Barrett Russell. As
Russell held off on that one. Didn't think it was going to be a strike.
Bishop has battled back. Here's the kick. Here's the 3-2. Hit well to right. Back goes Nashid. He is in there and makes the catch. I thought off the bat it had a shot at getting wall, but again, it's 340 out there, and the wind is definitely blowing in. But Winslow with 2 runs on 4 hits all in a row, and the Raiders climb right back in it. We've played 5 here in Raiderland. It's Waterville 5, Winslow 3. Back after this on Time Warner Cable Sports.
Look what's waiting for you at home. A world of free HD shows from Time Warner Cable. Escape with The Closer, Lost, and 24. Come home to the home of free HD. See many of your favorite shows and networks in HD at no additional cost with digital cable from Time Warner Cable.
Time Warner Cable has digital video packages starting as low as $29.95 per month.
Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Thank goodness for the cell phone to be able to play games between innings, huh?
That's right.
Jake Wheeler's team has clawed its way back into this ball game. It's a 2-run game now as Wheeler goes through his warm-up pitches here in the 6th inning. Waterville does have some bullpen action behind the dugout. I can't see. I see J.T. Witten.
Yeah, he's
just
catching
up.
somebody.
He's catching somebody down there. And for Waterville here in the 6th, it's Nashid, Beckham, and Sawyer, 8-9-1.
They have done a lot of the damage today for Waterville. Sam Nashid, for example, a single and a walk. He's also been thrown out twice on some good throws by Winslow, but at least in one of the instances, we were puzzled as to why he was sent from third to home.
He's been thrown out at home, thrown out at third.
That's right. Mark Beckham, the number 9 hitter, 2 for 2 today. Cameron Sawyer will be third in this inning, is 2 for 3. So collectively, they are 5 for 6. They've been on base 6 times.
Nashid with the single, thrown out at home 7-2. Walked in the 4th, thrown out at 3rd, 8-5. Left-hand hitting right fielder. Against Jake Wheeler, who's battled his way through 5. Pitch is a ball.
And I think battling is a good term there because he, too, has taken a shot.
Yep.
And has...
Strike one. The difference is I think he got almost all glove on it.
Yeah.
Whereas Bishop got no glove on it.
Struggled with control from time to time, but it's not like he's been wild.
1-1 is high.
And he's been hit a little bit, but not badly enough that his team isn't in the game. So yeah, he's battled pretty well, Wheeler has.
Here's the 2-1. Off the fist, it's slobbed into left field. Sandy ranges over, makes the catch.
Nice play.
1 up, 1 out.
Call that one F7 if you're scoring at home, and who knows? You just might be.
Well, I'd be shocked if anybody is. 1 out for Beckham.
When I go to a baseball game, I don't even score. I mean,
not anymore. I used to back in the day. Strike one.
I found it
Beckham.
actually detracted from enjoying the game was keeping a scorecard.
I did it when I was a kid. I haven't done it. Well, I've done it in spring training. I was at spring training in 04.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it a couple of times there.
Who were some of the big names you saw back in 04, which, as we all know, wound up being a historic season for Boston?
That was my...
Well, I mean that game. Who played that game? Because in spring training, a lot of times you don't get to see the big names.
This was mid-March, so you got all the regulars for 4 or 5 innings.
Okay.
And you got the bomb squads out there.
Mm-hmm. You remember who pitched for the Sox?
Yeah, some guy named Martinez.
Petey? Yeah, Silvio Martinez.
Yeah. Petey. And then I actually saw Keith Folk, and we all thought, man, this guy's going to close. He couldn't get anybody out. And, of course, that was the calling card for the spring.
Yes.
You fool everybody into thinking you can't pitch anymore, and then you're lights out as soon as the bell rings. Trot Nixon hit a home run in one game, I recall. That's popped up. That'll make it over us. And the count full 3-2 here on Mark Beckham. And the one thing I remember trying to do is get an autograph on a baseball of Nomar Garciaparra, because that was my son's favorite player.
That's right. I remember that at the time. Was
tell
my
you-
oldest daughter's favorite player at the time.
That is in there. Called strike 3. Beckham is rung up. And Garcia Parra, this is before he was traded, of course, down the line in left field at City of Palms Park was signing autographs before the game, and I got within one person of him. And I've never seen anybody enjoy signing autographs less than Nomar Garcia Parra. It looked like somebody was pulling his toenails out with needle-nose pliers.
Well, do you remember Charles Nagy, who used to pitch for the Cleveland
Yes,
Indians,
I do.
among others? Got his autograph when he was on the DL back in 1993. He was at Cleveland's Municipal Stadium. Boy, what a sad place that was. Anyway,
mistake by the lake.
You could not have painted a bigger frown on
Oh, yeah.
somebody. And I thanked him for the autograph. Nothing.
Garcia Parra
No
never
word,
made
no
never
anything.
made eye
Eye
contact
contact,
with any
you're
of the
right.
kids.
Now,
Never,
he and Charles Nagy obviously went to the same autograph.
never engaged anybody. The guy looked completely ill at
There's a
ease.
hit.
There's a line drive
That's gonna
into
fall.
left center field. A base hit for Cameron Sawyer, who,
Third hit
like
of the game.
Joey McLean, is nothing but trouble.
Yes.
You love him on your team. You hate him when he's playing for the other guy.
Yep. And with a 5-3 lead, who knows? He might be running.
Here's
He's got
Gaudette.
excellent speed.
Gaudette today has grounded to third, grounded back to the pitcher, and blooped a 2-run double to right. That's probably the big hit of this game. It is the difference right now.
Yes, it is.
Sawyer always a threat to run at first. That's ball 1. No, it's a strike on the outside corner. On the other hand, there was David Ortiz that spring.
Yeah.
He was like
What a
picking
joy.
kids up, holding
Yeah.
2 or 3 of them at a time.
Oh, he's still like that. Or he seems like he's still
It's
like
too bad
that.
he can't hit anymore, huh?
No, he can't. He
The 0-1. Strike 2.
He seems to have lost something. I don't know. Well,
It's called bat speed.
Yeah.
You hate to
He's
see,
lost the
you hate to
power,
think
too.
it's
It's in the
over,
wrist.
but man, does it look like it's over or what?
Yeah, but is the wrist giving him a problem that he's not talking about? Because
Here's
he's
the
not
0-2.
the he's not the kind
that
of making
got him. That hit
excuses.
him. I
Yes,
heard that. It
you're right.
did. It hit him. It grazed the elbow or the uniform, and it's a hit batsman.
So now with 2 outs, 2 runners on for Waterville. Gaudette at first. Cameron Sawyer, who was running and would have had a stolen base anyway, at second.
And if you're Winslow, you want to hold this right here. Let's get another look.
Here's Wheeler in the stretch. Coming in on Gaudette, which indeed it does. It grazes the right thigh. Or the left thigh, actually.
So Gaudette on at first, hit by a pitch. Sawyer after the single on at second now. And here is Bishop. A single, a fly out, and a foul out. Inside, ball 1.
And Wheeler coming off the mound when he's with his follow through. He's following through off towards the right. So obviously, if you're a right-handed batter, it's going to be coming in on you. He's got to fix the follow through a little bit. There.
That's in there for a strike. 1-1 on Kyle Bishop. On deck is Chaput, who homered his last time.
Shaping up to be a good-sized insurance run right now.
Sawyer at second with speed. Here it is. Upstairs. 2-1. Here's the set. Long look by Wheeler, the 2-1. That's down and inside. It's 3-1. Wheeler laboring now after retiring 2.
Yeah, we've got time called.
The usual time to go out on a 3-1 count.
Well, he is tired. He seems to be tired.
Ty
Or
Kerr out
tiring.
there to talk to Wheeler and McCabe.
Longtime assistant for Robin Weed. What was this, his 14th, 15th year, I think, as
lots.
head coach for Winslow.
Bishop has a word with Don Sawyer. First and second, 2 out, and a 3-1 count on the Waterville pitcher. Wheeler gets the sign from McCabe. He steps off. Sawyer can get a pretty good-sized lead at second. Fake to first. No, he threw it there. And the ball gets away. And again, you see a pitcher distracted by base runners when all you have to do is retire the batter. That's going to be an error on the first baseman. You've got to handle that.
Yeah.
Sawyer, smartly, as he always does, takes the extra base.
Well, Sawyer noticed just as soon as that ball was starting to roll away.
Ball forward. That gets by, and the errant pickoff throw. Wheeler doesn't even cover the plate, and it's a freebie Waterville run. And Sawyer.
So he scores on the wild pitch. Gaudette hustles down to second base on the wild pitch. And Waterville now with a 6-3 lead with a runner on first in Kyle Bishop.
So with your attention diverted because of the base runner, that eventually allows the base runner to come in and score, and that's going to be the end of the day for Jake Wheeler.
And again, all this has happened with 2 outs. All of a sudden, because of, I would say probably fatigue setting in, losing the strike zone.
So a new pitcher is on now for Winslow.
This looks like Joey McLean.
No.
No, okay.
It isn't? It's 25. I thought it was 23. Sorry.
No, see, I think it's
so. It is McLean.
Do not question me.
I will not. Is there nothing he can't do?
Well, we'll find out. But Joey McLean in for Winslow now as the pitcher. And
so we have a new third baseman because Savitsky's gone to short.
Short, right.
That's who I saw come out. That's the 23 I saw.
23.
What's that, John?
Chris Smith.
Chris Smith, thank you.
Thank you. Chris Smith over at third base now for Winslow.
So McLean on the mound. Savitsky goes to short, and Chris Smith goes to third.
And Kurt Chaput, who homered his last time, he is 2 for 3 today with runners on first and second and 2 outs when he gets up. The warm-up pitches going on here. Again, Time Warner Cable with all sorts of high school sports action for you this spring. Our next game is going to be Georges Valley against Halldale.
All right, here's Kurt Chaput. Chaput has grounded to third, singled to right, and homered to left. He is 2 out of 3. With runners on first and second, 2 outs, a run in, and a new pitcher on the hill here, Joey McLean.
Righty pitching from the stretch.
Fastball hit into right center field. That is by off the glove of Carnahan, who gave it a great effort. 1 run will score. They will hold the runner at third. The ball gets by and backed up by McLean. Almost a miraculous catch by Neil Carnahan in right center field.
If Carnahan had been able to make that catch, we've had some fine defensive plays today, but that definitely would have been the play of the game.
That would have been the play of the year, without a doubt. I mean, that was a magnificent near catch.
And gave it great hustle. But instead, Waterville able to pick up another hit, another RBI. Chaput, first pitch swinging, picking up his 3rd hit of the game. His 3rd RBI of the game, and it is 7-3 Waterville.
There's J.T. Witten. That one's in the dirt. Ball 1. Witten today has grounded to third, hit into a fielder's choice, and popped to the shortstop.
So he's been quiet today, but he certainly has a chance to make some more noise for Waterville.
Jack Nivison got over there smartly to back up that play to hold Chaput to a single. That one's hit pretty well into right center field. Carnahan won't get this one. It'll go to the wall.
Well, you misjudged that one.
1 run scores. The 2nd run being sent in. Here's the throw. No play at the plate. Runner is safe. And Witten gets to third. And 2 runs are in. J.T. Witten clears the bases. And Waterville leads it 9-3.
Carnahan came in from center field when that ball was initially hit, and that cost him. As he was not, if he had been going back on the ball, he probably would have been able to make the play. You can't say, but it certainly looked like he would have been in the area. But he came in just briefly before he had to backpedal. That ball hit a little bit harder than Carnahan thought.
Witten gets third on the throw, so McLean has come in and thrown gas on it. I flinched. Strike 1.
At least you're honest about it. That was headed for your head if there wasn't plexiglass.
And by the way, nice job cleaning the plexiglass. It is as clear as I've ever seen.
I got to say, this is one of my favorite places, if not my favorite.
Please tell
place
me
to watch
that
a
Keenan
baseball
did not get up and do it on a ladder. John Nivison will vouch for that. It was not Sean Keenan up on a ladder with Windex. For those
well,
of you
whoever
who don't know,
it was,
Sean Keenan's the AD. Does a lot of things here at Winslow, does not do windows.
This is a very fan-friendly and broadcast-friendly high school baseball.
This is
park.
a great
I
booth.
Like it a lot.
Great booth. We love this booth.
I like the whole field.
Pitch, down and away.
2-2.
Johnny McCabe thought it was strike 3. Not going to win any points with Jeff Mertzel on that.
No.
And it's 2-2 on Huggins. Huggins 0 for 3. He's been robbed twice, though. Not going to get robbed this time. That's a base hit into center field, an RBI, and it's 10-3.
Is this starting to sound eerily familiar to those of you who sat through the first Waterville-Winslow game? 5th inning, actually is the 6th inning this time. Big inning put together. The 5 runs in already for Waterville here.
Sawyer, Gaudette, Bishop, Chaput, and Witten have all come in to score.
All this after 2 outs in the inning.
Yep, the inning started innocently enough with Nashett flying to left and Beckham taking a called third strike.
And since then, all base runners for Waterville.
Almost hit.
Here's Zach Wary, the 9th hitter in the order for Waterville this inning. The only person who is yet to bat, and here he is.
Wary has walked, doubled, and grounded out. He's 1 out of 3. That's on the outside corner for a strike. It's 1-2.
He's made a fine defensive play as well, at least one.
Set by McLean. Runner goes, a swing and a miss, a drop third strike. They will throw it to first, and the putout is recorded there. 9 men come to the plate for Waterville. 5 of them come in to score. And our score as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, Waterville 10 and Winslow 3. Back after this on Time Warner Cable Sports.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., you've joined a new team.
That's right.
Word is you're achieving awesome speed.
Yeah, thanks to Turbo with Power Boost.
With Power Boost? Is that legal?
Sure is. It's unbelievable for gaming, downloading videos, and surfing the web.
Oh, you mean Roadrunner Turbo with Power Boost from Time Warner Cable.
Yeah, that's my new team.
For the online speed you need, Roadrunner Turbo with Power Boost blows them away.
Add Roadrunner Turbo with Power Boost for just $9.95 more per month. Call today.
Mike Violet, Eric Leinbach back here in Winslow. We were counting up the hits, and not surprisingly, I missed one. I've got him for 13, but two other people have him for 14, so I'll go with you guys.
10 runs on 14 hits is Travis Lasarchik from the Morning Sentinel, and the KJ have pointed out, he's pointed out that everybody in Waterville's lineup now has a hit, with Chris Huggins and JT Witten getting hits in the last inning. Everybody's got a hit in the starting lineup for the Purple Panthers.
Don Sawyer just looking for Kyle Bishop to throw strikes, get 6 outs, and get on the bus and go across the bridge. Here in the Battle of the Bridge between Waterville and Winslow. Bottom of the order for the Raiders, Ben Sandy, Jordan Bailey, Neil Carnahan. 7, 8, 9.
Today, collectively, they are 2 for 6.
Yep, 2 hits.
Sandy's 1 for 2.
Yep, got a single left. Pitch by Bishop, called strike. Bishop with a touchdown and an extra point to work with. He's been in that situation before. Swing and a miss, strike 2. On the football field. Maybe not against Winslow, mind you, but the 0-2. Boy, talk about an easy 3-pitch strikeout as Sandy did him a huge favor.
He seems to like the high outside pitches.
3 pitches, 1 out. Here's Bailey.
Actually,
going to get a hitter.
Got word from John Nivison that Nate Martin is pinch hitting for Jordan Bailey.
All right, Martin will hit. Time called. Here's Martin.
There we go.
Strike 1. That one's outside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, Bishop trying to stay sharp here. With a 10-3 lead here in the bottom half of the 6th inning.
Here's the 1-1. That one's outside, 2-1. Martin hitting for Bailey. Bailey had struck out swinging and grounded to short. Ball 3. Pinch hitter, throw him strikes.
Yeah. 7-run lead, throw strikes.
Exactly. Bishop
Up
can't,
high.
misses high, ball 4.
So Martin reaches base.
So Martin's on for Carnahan.
Carnahan today singled and scored in the second inning. And he flew out to right field to start the 5th inning.
Time called. Don Sawyer with a word here for Kyle Bishop.
Well, maybe a few.
Martin runs at first. Strike 1.
That's a good pitch. They're finding the strike zone again.
Waterville certainly capable of turning to. The problem with that is Carnahan can run.
Yes, he can.
High, ball 1. A ball and a strike on the Winslow center fielder. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Neil Carnahan. Nick Raymond on deck. It's been trouble today. The set by Bishop. Here it is. Hit well to left, but very foul, and that'll make it into the woods down there.
Yeah, he really turned on that. It was an inside pitch anyway, and just turned down the middle near the fist, actually. And fouled that way off to the left.
Count as a ball and 2 strikes. That's popped up. That'll make it out of play.
Winslow in danger right now of not only losing, but not being able to get the heel points that it needs to try to move up and secure a playoff position.
2-2.
Winslow 7-6 on the season, still a winning record, at least for now.
Bishop ready for the 2-2. Here it is. That's hit into left field. Higgins, or Huggins. Chris over, can't make the catch. It's not Huggins. They've actually made a defensive change out there, but whomever is out in left field able to hold Carnahan to a single.
Hunter, number 22. I didn't get the first name, but I believe the last name is Hunter.
So a blooper makes it in short left field to the line as Hunter not able to get over to get it. First and second, 1 out. Here's Nick Raymond. Raymond has struck out, doubled, and singled and scored. Bishop to the set. On the inside corner for a called strike.
It's getting to be a long afternoon for Kyle Bishop.
Ground ball to third. Third baseman gets 1 at second. Sawyer will hold the ball there.
And that was probably the smart play. He knew he had the play at second.
So
wasn't
2
gonna
outs.
Get the runner going to third.
On the fielder's choice. Raymond reaches. Here's Scott Saviski. It's 1 out of 3. In the dirt. Ball 1.
Yep, blocked there by Chaput.
Saviski is flied to center, grounded to second, singled to right. He scored the third Winslow run. 1-0. Back by the middle. Gaudet over to get it near the bag, and he tags the bag, and that is the inning. So,
6 unassisted.
No harm, no foul there after 2 men reached, and we've completed 6 full here in Winslow. Waterville with a big lead. It's the Panthers 10 and Winslow 3. Back in a moment on Time Warner Cable Sports.
This is not a closed course. This is not a professional driver. This is Roadrunner Turbo with Power Boost, the fastest Roadrunner ever let loose on our advanced fiber network. Put your biggest downloads into overdrive with Power Boost, exclusively from Time Warner Cable.
Add Roadrunner Turbo with Power Boost for just $9.95 more per month. Call today.
Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Joey McLean ready to begin his first full inning of relief here for Jake Wheeler this afternoon. Waterville batted around last inning. The man who started it off, innocently enough, Sam Nashid, will start it off here. He flied to center, or flied to left, that is, to start off the 5-run 6th inning.
All the runs, all the damage happening after Wheeler, Jake Wheeler, the starting Winslow pitcher, had recorded 2 outs. He even struck out Beckham, and then the floodgates opened up. Waterville with 4 base hits, a hit batter, and a walk, and they scored 5 runs in the 6th inning. By the way, the new left fielder for Waterville is Aaron Hunter, number 22. We'll see if we actually get a chance to see him batting this game, but Sam Nashid is going to lead things off for the Purple Panthers. And a little bit of home plate maintenance going on from Jeff Mertzel.
Nashid today has singled and been thrown out at home as he gets away from that one. It's ball 1. He was thrown out at home. He walked and then got thrown out at third. Much less interesting at bat last time where he flied to left. Wide, ball 2. Right down the middle for a strike. Waterville on top 10-3. The delivery is low. 3-1. Foul tip right at the plate. Got a piece of McCabe on the way by. And the count goes to 3-2 as Mercer will walk the ball out to the mound and give McCabe a chance to shake it off.
McCabe looking for somebody to throw to.
That is a stunning haircut that Johnny McCabe has. That's a baby mohawk.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going,
if you're
going mohawk, you got to go like Travis Bickle, taxi driver mohawk. You know what I mean?
Geez.
I mean, come on.
That's frightening.
I mean, don't you think if you're going mohawk, I'm going to make it worth my while? That's looped into left field. That'll drop for a base hit.
I guess so, Mike.
So Nashid with a little looping single into left. Leadoff man on for Mark Beckham. Beckham today has had an infield hit, had an outfield hit as he singled to right, and then struck out his last time.
Yep, 2 for 3.
And we're going to get yet another pitcher coming in. Scott Saviski is going to come in, and McLean will go back to shortstop.
Okay.
As Ty Kerr and Robin Weed have decided they want a third pitcher.
I don't know if they're saving McLean's arm or whether they plan on pitching him again later in the week, perhaps. Didn't want him to get too much work today, would be my guess, because it really wasn't as if he had done an awful job. I mean, Waterville was hitting anybody and everybody in the 6th inning. But yeah, we've got Scott Saviski. Now, where is he in the family line with Coach Saviski? Any relation?
He's the last son.
Last son. Okay, so Steve's younger brother.
Yes.
I would say. Okay. Boy, and Steve Saviski, terrific pitcher for Winslow a few years ago.
Great athlete.
Yeah.
Mark Beckham will dig in when the time comes. Waterville center fielder. 10-3 ball game. This one got away from Winslow in the 6th inning when, after The first two batters were retired. Waterville scored 5 runs as they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 consecutive batters reach base.
You had Cameron Sawyer, base hit. Josh Gaudette, hit by pitch. Kyle Bishop, walk. Kurt Chaput, single. J.T. Whitten, double. Chris Huggins, single.
Here's Beckham. Nash it at first, nobody out. Runner goes, pitches a ball, throw down there. They got him easily.
Yeah.
Good peg by Johnny McCabe.
Very good throw. And
it'll go 2-4.
That is the third time Sam Nashid has been thrown out on the base.
He can get
today.
to first, but that's it.
It's every other time he's been thrown out. And you know, he's been thrown out at home, at third, and at second.
And none of them have been close.
All he needs to do is be picked off of first base, and he will have been thrown out for the cycle. I don't think I've ever seen that done.
Ground ball to short there. McLean with the easy play. 2 outs now for Cameron Sawyer. Boy, for a little guy, Joey McLean has a great arm.
He's having a terrific day. At the plate, he's 3 for 3. And he's made some really fine defensive
Speaking
plays.
of good ball players, Cameron Sawyer 3 for 4 today.
Waterville second baseman.
That one's in the dirt, ball 1.
And he's scored twice.
He has grounded to short, single to left, a bunt single, and then another single. Scored twice. Outside. 2-0. Winslow will need at least 7 to tie this game in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Tough to do, but you don't know till you try.
Saviski on the outside corner, 2-1.
Scott Saviski, the third Winslow pitcher of the afternoon. Started by Jake Wheeler.
That one's outside, and it's 3-1 on Sawyer. Looking to reach base for the 4th time today. Here it is. That's fouled off to the right side, out of play. String out now on Cam Sawyer, 3-2. That one's high, ball 4.
Cameron Sawyer reaches base for the 4th time today.
Here's Gaudette. Gaudette with a ground out to third, back to the pitcher. Nice play by Wheeler. Then a 2-run double, a bloop, and then hit by a pitch and scored a run last time. Gaudette with Bauer. He's got a home run this year. Good athlete, hockey player, football player.
Sawyer back easily. Taking quite a lead.
Here's Saviski, missing down and in. A ball on Josh Gaudette. Two and 0. Throw gets by the pitcher. 2 balls, no strikes on Josh Gaudette. Cameron Sawyer runs at first. Waterville with a 7-run lead, 10-3. Here it is. That's a called strike. 2-1. If Gaudette can reach, Bishop would be next.
As that wind kicks up once again.
Throw to first. Sawyer easily back.
Softball game is over, apparently. Some of the Waterville girls coming over to watch the game.
There's a ground ball to third. Smith up with it there, but then he drops it, and that's an error. Gaudette is on.
Well, Chris Smith just came into the game last inning, take over third base duties for Saviski, who would move to shortstop when McLean went into pitch. That's the first time that Smith has touched the ball. And looking a little bit rusty there.
Here's Kyle Bishop, who was singled, fly to center, fouled to first, and walked. He's also 3 outs away from a complete game. In the dirt, ball one.
Now, was he quarterback for the Waterville football team?
Is it Kyle or Cam? Kyle?
Kyle.
Okay, thank you, Travis.
Okay.
I get him confused. That's a strike.
And Cam Bishop isn't playing baseball this year.
Nice running track.
He's running track. I knew he was doing something.
He's involved in track.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he's running or throwing something or jumping over something or whatever.
If it's not track, it's
Look,
field.
I'm a track father now, so who knew?
Are you a track father or a field father?
Both. I used to
okay.
subscribe to the Dan Jenkins, the only thing more boring than track is field philosophy, but now I have to be an engaged parent. There's a ground ball. That may make it through. It does. Into right. Sawyer, as the ball gets by. Jack Nivison in right field. He was going to score anyway.
Oh, yeah. Sawyer, he was
And it's an
flying.
11-3 game.
Yeah.
Hitting third is Gaudette after reaching on the arrow.
That's right. And holding at first base on the sharply hit single is Kyle Bishop. That is his second hit of the game. And call it hit number 16 for Waterville.
Still 2 outs. Here's Kurt Chaput, who's 3 for 4 today, including a solo home run. Ball one. Yeah, Junior's throwing the javelin, running the 100 and the 200.
Not all at the same time.
Suffice to say, I never ran the 100 or the 200.
Now,
that's high.
Mike, you are not giving yourself enough credit because I know you used to run, what, 6-7 miles a day?
That was distance. I'm talking sprinting.
Oh, okay.
You know, the running distance, I mean.
You could
that's
do,
popped
you have
straight
the
up
endurance.
to shoot. Savisky calls for it, and in foul ground, he'll make the catch, and the inning is over. So Savisky holds Waterville to 1, and the Raiders need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. The score, Waterville 11 and Winslow 3. Back with the bottom of the 7th in a moment on Time Warner Cable Sports.
Seavisburg Sanders got himself a grandson.
Oh, he's cute.
Cute? I'll show him cute.
Surprise, surprise. Gus Morgan's jealous.
Oh, please.
That's the best you got.
Old rivalries can now be waged 100 times faster with Time Warner Cable.
Send him Halloween.
Yeah.
Get speeds up to 8 megabits per second for only $29.95 per month for 6 months.
It's powerful stuff.
All right, we're ready to go here to the bottom of the 7th inning. We were talking about Sam Nash's excellent adventure on the base paths today.
Yes.
And Travis came up with a great line. That would be a devil's cycle.
The
you know, if he got thrown out at first somehow?
Yeah, if he gets picked off at first,
right, then
indeed he will have been thrown out for the cycle. I have never seen that before. A lot's got to happen for that to transpire.
Well, he needs to
Winslow's got to get
well,
8
yeah, right.
runs, no more, no fewer, 8 runs to send it into extra innings.
Nothing against the Nashville family. We don't want that to happen today. All right. If you're Waterville, you don't want Sam Nashville to run into the devil's cycle today.
Sam Nashville has been on base 3 times, which is 3 more times than I've ever been on base in a varsity high school baseball game.
And ever will.
So, and
although your daughter's got a shot.
Well, for softball, yeah,
right.
She's got a shot. If she sticks with it, she's got a shot.
Here's Joey McLean, who's been on every time today. He's just a pain in the rump. There's a nubber. This is going to be darn tough. Let it go foul, and they do.
They
JT
smart
Witten
move. Very
will
smart
let it go foul because you're not going to get McLean on that.
You know, that reminds me, though, the sportscaster Dan Patrick once went up to a pitcher that he knew fairly well to joke around about.
Major leaguer?
Yeah, major leaguer. Don't remember who it was, but somebody who gave up a lot of home runs, somebody who gave up a mammoth shot to Barry Bonds once several years ago. And we'll finish this after the pitch.
Bunt foul.
Or strike 2. And so Dan went up to him and said, "So, how did it feel to give up that humongous home run to Barry Bonds?" And the pitcher, without even batting an eye, said, "Well, Dan, that's one more home run than you've ever given up in the major leagues."
Right. It's a good point. Point well taken. But that's our job, to ask the stars the question. 1-2 on McLean. High. Kyle Bishop trying to finish off a complete game here. 1 inning of trouble, and that was the 5th. Swing and a miss. Ball gets by. Chaput with a long throw to first. Nicely done. Retires him there.
Good job. And that's the first time he has been retired today.
Joey McLean had 3 singles today.
Right now,
1
Johnny.
out. Here's McCabe. 2 out of 3.
Johnny McCabe has 2 singles today.
He singled to left, hit into a double play, and singled again. Pitch is fouled at the plate, 0-1.
Winslow with 11 base hits that I'm counting here, but only one of the extra base hit variety. Nick Raymond had a double in the 3rd inning.
1 strike on McCabe. Fouled at the plate, 2 strikes on McCabe. Here's the kick. High ball 1. On deck, Jack Nivison. That's popped up. We actually got a pinch hitter now.
Kevin Martin.
And it's into left field. Martin hit it by the 3rd baseman, Hunter, and it's into left for a base hit. So it was not Johnny McCabe. It was Kevin Hunter.
Kevin Martin.
Kevin Martin, sorry.
Right, and so we do have...
Now we got another hitter. Oh, that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
My mistake. McCabe. Sorry.
I have a hard enough time screwing up on my own.
You don't need any help. This is Kevin Martin batting now for Winslow.
That was Johnny McCabe who singled.
Johnny McCabe did single. Kevin Martin hitting for Jack Nivison.
All right.
And Justin Murray is pinch running. Thank you for Johnny McCabe. Everybody's into the act now for Winslow. Everybody, at least that I have on the roster, has gotten into the game.
1 out, and this is Martin. Strike 1. Jeff Mertzel wants to go home for dinner.
Well, it is that time.
1 strike. Foul out of play, 2 strikes. Nothing in 2 on Martin. One and 2. Almost hit him, and he didn't do a whole lot to get out of the way either.
Good eye.
2 and 2.
Well, they say a walk's as good as a hit. I guess a hit batsman is as good as a hit.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
If he walks him here, do you think they let Bishop finish the game?
I would, unless you're saving him for something. I mean, after all these pitches, unless he's close to a pitch count. And they walked him. Ball 4. I mean, you got an 8-run lead, and
he has thrown a lot of pitches today, though.
Sawyer's going out. I don't think this is a take him out of the game visit.
Well, looks that way.
Well, he is. I thought with the way he jogged out there, usually that's just the, let's have a pep talk. But Sam Nashid's coming in from right.
Okay.
And it looks like Bishop will go to right. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the smart move. He had thrown a lot of pitches today, and I know you've got an 11-3 lead, and things have to absolutely implode.
Well, you don't want to burn him out for sure.
Exactly. You don't want to burn him out. So I think this is the smart move.
So Bishop will go to right. Nashid will come onto the hill. And we'll get the left-handed vantage point.
Now, I've got 12 hits for Winslow, all given up by Bishop. So with 12 hits, Bishop and the Waterville defense did a good job, have done a good job so far, limiting to Winslow to just 3 runs. He walked just 1 batter that I've got here, and Bishop did not hit anybody. See
One
what
out
Sam
in the
Nash's
seventh.
got here.
Going to get Barrett Russell, the designated hitter, to face Nashid for the first time. Russell today has grounded a short, taken a called third strike, and fly to right. Waterville 11, Winslow 3.
Who do the Red Sox have coming up this week?
Well, they got the Twins tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. I have no idea where they're going after this. It's a 10-game road trip. I don't know where they're. Is it Toronto they're going next? I don't know.
The Orioles are softening Toronto up for you right now.
Yes, you are. The Blue Jays, predictably, in my opinion, are coming back to the pack.
Yeah,
they
well, you knew
were
they
not
would.
that good, and they are not that good.
They're an above 500 team.
yeah.
Well, they were above 500 last year, and I believe they'll be above 500 this year.
The bugaboo that I thought would come up and get the Tampa Bay Rays is continuing to do so, and that is bullpen implosion. They have no closer, and those guys who did it for them last year, I'm not so sure I have complete faith in them.
I like their starting rotation a lot,
very
but their
good.
starters have to be on because I don't exactly trust
Their
that.
closer
And
just
they're
left
both-
just left the ball club for personal reasons.
Well, he may not come back.
That's what I mean. He left for personal reasons. So they don't have anybody, but they didn't have anybody last year. But, guys were one-hit wonders last year. Anyhow, Sam Nashid ahead on the count here. One strike on Barrett Russell. Misses down and away. 1-1.
And, of course, the Yankees will be right there with the Red Sox.
Absolutely. All that lineup, and their starters are okay. Here's the pitch. Checked his swing, and it's 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike on Barrett Russell. Fans are having fun over there.
Yeah, well, I'd have fun, too.
Ben's him back 3-1.
Are those all the fans, or are some of them the Winslow teammates in the dugout?
Was that the team? I didn't see.
Well, they do have the team in the dugout. I mean, they're not sitting in the dugout. They're right on the top, right in the front of the dugout.
3-1. Yep, it's them.
Good. They got some fight in them. That's good.
That's on the outside corner for a strike.
Barrett Russell was not happy.
Well, it's an 8-run game. It's the last inning.
Yeah.
If it's close, they're calling it a strike.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Set by Nashid. Here's the 3-2. That's popped up. Third baseman comes over and can't make the play because you see the ball hit the top of the dugout, and the third baseman continued right through the opening there and kept on running after the ball. That's not Wary. Who is that?
Number 3
Yes,
for
I know.
Waterville. That is
got him?
you hold that. Nelson.
Nelson, James Nelson.
James? Is that what? Okay.
Literally ran out of the ballpark to try to get that.
That's dedication.
That's wanting some playing time. The set by Nashid. Missed, ball 4. Ball gets by. It's not going to affect anything.
Everybody moves up a base.
So Nashid walks the first man he faces. And here comes Ben Sandy.
And Ben Sandy today is 1 for 3. Had a single in the 4th inning. All right, what's going on here? No. Just throwing him a ball.
Sandy has a word with Robin Weed. First, second, and third for Sandy. Sandy today is fly to right, single to left, and struck out. Strike 1.
Good pitch. Just caught the outside corner. Tailed off.
0-1. Nashid to Sandy. Ball 1. Misses downstairs. A ball and a strike. Waterville trying to finish off this ball game. They lead 11-3 here in the bottom of the 7th. 1-1 hit into right field. That's a base hit. On a hop, it's played by Bishop. It'll just get one run in. It was hit too hard, and it's 11-4.
And everybody moves up one more base with McCabe scoring. That was Justin Murray scoring, the pinch runner. Kevin Martin moves to third, Barrett Russell to second, Ben Sandy on at first.
So Sam Nashid a walk and a single to the first two men he faces. Here's Jordan Bailey.
And Jordan today is 0 for 2.
Got a walk in there.
Nate Martin actually hit for him and walked. And is this Martin again? No, that's back
strike.
to Bailey.
Bailey is in there. Called strike.
That was just in the 6th inning when Nate Martin hit for Bailey.
Here's the set. That's hit into right field. That's a base hit. Bishop up with it on a hop. One run will score again. And it's 11-5. And Sam Nashid
like
fooling nobody.
Musical chairs right here. Everybody moves up one seed.
So Bailey with an RBI single.
That's right. Kevin Martin scores.
And
Russell to third, Sandy to second, Bailey at first.
Here's Carnahan, who's 2 out of 3 today.
Now Winslow with 14 hits right now on the day. Figured somewhere in there they'd have more than 5 runs.
The set by Nashid. Strike one. Don Sawyer has nobody else warming up. The next person to pitch may be already on the field somewhere. It may be Gaudette to finish this thing off the way it's going.
That's 5 straight hits for Winslow.
Popped up. Bishop in right field.
Got to play.
Makes the catch. You don't even care if the run scores here. Of course, he's got a great throwing arm. It's cut. Witten cuts it, which is the smart thing to do. And it's 11-6.
Runner moves up to third after Russell scores on the sac fly. Sandy moves to third base, and Jordan Bailey holds at first.
Last call is Nick Raymond with 2 outs. Raymond today has struck out, doubled, singled, and scored, hit into a fielder's choice.
And he did reach on that fielder's choice.
Strike one. Well, if he didn't reach on a fielder's choice, that would be weird.
That would.
Strike one. Nashid trying to finish it off. The 0-1 inside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Unless, of course, it's the last out of the inning. Which it could be, but it wasn't in that case.
He could hit into a 6-4 fielder's choice now and not reach. That is correct. The 1-1. Hit to right field, a base hit. It's 11-7.
Sandy comes home to score. Bailey hustles over to third base. Oh, I thought he was going to be stranded at second. And Nick Raymond with his 3rd hit of the afternoon. I think I missed a couple in here. I think Winslow's got 16 hits on the afternoon.
So Scott Saviski, the 9th man to bat in the inning. Saviski has flied to center, grounded to second, singled, and hit into a fielder's choice.
Like this never say die attitude of Winslow.
Well,
both on the
one
field
over the
and
wall
off the
here
field.
makes it a 1-run game. Nashid throwing batting practice right now. Base hit to right.
They keep going
It's 11-8.
As Jordan Bailey comes home to score. Raymond stops at second base. Saviski with a clean single. That is 7 hits this inning.
Nashid throwing
Winslow.
batting practice. He's had absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're going to make
JT
a switch
Witten
here.
is going to try next.
JT Witten, no kidding.
He's got to get a fielder's glove.
Does that mean Nashid's not going to first?
Nashid is out of the game.
They're going to have to do a little bit of maneuvering here.
Looks like Weary's coming back in. He's going to play first.
Okay.
Nashid will come out of the game, and J.T. Witten, the freshman, will try to finish this thing off, needing 1 out. Don Sawyer's had to dip deep into the bullpen.
Yeah, and again, the reason why Bishop was yanked, not because he was being hit hard, he was just so tired.
All right, so Witten will go through his warm-up pitches now. And now, actually, I see Nashid coming back in, so he's grabbed a first baseman's mitt.
He is going out to first.
And he's got the lefty first baseman's mitt, so he'll play first. And J.T. Witten will try to finish this thing off for Waterville.
Well, I wonder what the mix-up was about there. Now, wait a minute. What's going on with Nash? Nash is coming. Hey, you guys need a first baseman.
He's got a first baseman.
There
He's looking for
got
a ball. Yeah,
Okay,
he's got a mitt.
All right. We'll get it straightened out just as soon as Waterville does. Meanwhile, the new slogan, there's no hitting, J.T. Witten.
They hope so.
Begins in Waterville.
A 3-run homer now ties the game up.
It does. And Joey McLean, who is due up for Winslow, he is not homered today, but he does have 3 singles. Has done pretty much everything but homer today.
Well, I'd like to say, that he doesn't have home run power, but I wouldn't put anything past him.
No, even though the wind is still kicking up quite a bit out there on the field. Kicking up in here, too.
That's why I brought the jacket.
You've got the no, that's not the Terminator.
Yeah, Eric, it's not 50 below zero.
No,
it's 50
not.
above zero. So, it's a regular leather jacket. The Terminator is
That's
saved
only
for
brought out
exclusively cold situations.
Such as broadcasting a football game at
when
night
I'm the
from
sideline
Mount Blue.
reporter, like I was for a football game a long time ago. All right, Joey McLean, a home run will tie.
He just wants to keep things alive here. Winslow.
5 in the
runs
inning.
This inning, that's right.
J.T. Witten trying to finish it. Fouled back off the screen, 0-1.
Come on, JT. The softball team wants to go home. They're shivering in the stands.
Yeah, really.
Right
They're in shorts and sleeveless shirts over there. 0-1 on Joey McLean. Curveball by Witten. Missed.
Yeah, it did
Boy,
miss.
I think
that was fun to
Mertzel
watch.
gave up on it.
That was fun to watch.
1-1. That looked like a strike from here. Witten with the set.
That was Uncle Charlie on a binge.
1-1. Fouled off to the left and out of play. And Waterville 1 strike away. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Joey McLean. Last hope here for Winslow. If he reaches, McCabe would hit. Here it is. Almost hit him. Gets by. A wild pitch. Runners move up to second and third.
That's right. Savitsky goes to second. Raymond on at third. 2 runners in scoring position. We're a base hit away from a 1-run ball game.
A 2-2 count on Joey McLean. Waterville came into the inning with an 11-3 lead. This is their 3rd pitcher of the inning. The set. The pitch. Foul to the left out of play. The count will hang at 2-2.
And again, Winslow with 7 hits this inning. McLean started the inning, as Mike pointed out, by striking out, and everyone since then has had a single except for Neil Carnahan, who had a sacrifice fly.
The 2-2. Bouncer, this is going to be a tough play. Sawyer can't get there in time. It's 11-9.
Cameron Sawyer, terrific defensive second baseman, and he did all he could do on that play, but it was a bouncer off the right-hand side, rolling to second slowly enough. The McLean used his great speed to eke out the 8th single of the inning for Winslow.
Raymond scored.
6th run.
Savitsky to third. And now McCabe. Strike 1.
McCabe with 3 hits on the afternoon, including 1 already this inning.
McCabe singled in the middle of the rally. 11-9. The 0-1 curveball fouled back. Good job by McCabe to get some aluminum on it.
Yeah.
Witten's got that curveball working.
He does.
I'll bet he gets it again here.
But McCabe, with 2 runners on, he looks like he's got home run power. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. With 2 runners on.
Chaput and Witten with a chat. And Jeff Mertzel looks like he's given Witten a choice of balls to use.
Well, let's see. That one's a little
this
too
one or
soft. This one smells a little funky here. I think I'll choose this one.
All right, 0-2 on Johnny McCabe. 11-9, 6 runs in the inning. There's that curveball, and it's fouled off as Witten went to it again, and the count will stay 0-2 as McLean was running on the pitch. And,
he
of
was
course,
flying.
Anything in the alley or down the lines with McLean running, he's going to score and tie this thing up.
0-2
on McCabe. Witten trying to finish off this ball game. Back on top.
This last inning is just as interesting as the game we did last week, Mountain Valley Winthrop.
Here's the pitch. They pitch out. Runner goes. The throw through. It is not in time.
Runner on third did not advance, so Savitsky stays at third. McLean on second. We have 2 runners in scoring position now for Winslow, and a base hit, in all likelihood, ties the game.
It's a 1-2 count. Wasn't even close as...
No, Waterville had the right idea. They didn't execute, but they had the right idea. They knew that McLean would be going.
A single will tie the game, barring a tremendous defensive play, because McLean can fly. He'll get a healthy lead. The 1-2 almost hit him, bends him back 2-2.
And should McCabe get on and the game not be over, Jack Nivison would be hitting next.
Here's the set. Here's the 2-2. Missed upstairs, 3-2. A full count now on Johnny McCabe. It has turned into a nail-biter. Witten gets the sign. Nope, time called. Nope, they're going to walk him.
They're going to put him on?
Whoa, wait a minute here.
Yeah, I mean, why do you want to put the winning run on
If you're going to walk him in high school baseball, he goes to first base. You don't have to throw the pitches.
Right.
So, they are afraid of McCabe, and Jack Nivison will get a chance to tie or win this ball game.
I don't care how afraid you are of a batter. You do not put the winning run on base.
Not with 2 strikes on him, you'd think.
Yeah.
So Witten will go from the full windup to Nivison. Misses. Ball 1. And now you got no room for error as far as throwing strikes is concerned.
No, because you walk in a run, it's a 1-run ball game.
1-0
I can
on
understand
Nivison.
they want the force, but still.
Pitch is a ball. 2-0 on Jack Nivison. Witten. 3-0.
I don't know what's all of a sudden happened to the strike zone with JT Witten.
The set by Witten. The 3-0 right in there for a called strike as he went to the stretch, 3-1.
And there was no way Nivison was going to swing at that one.
And he shouldn't swing at this one either. I don't care how tasty it is. The 3-1. He swings right back to the box. Witten goes home. Ball game over.
Oh, now everyone can
They
go
had it
home.
all the way.
A valiant effort by Winslow in the 7th inning, coming back with 6 runs. But Winslow was down 8 runs.
How many 1-2 fielder's choices do you get in a game that end a game?
That end a game?
Not many.
Not many, but I'm glad I was here to see it. I'm glad we were here to tell you about it. 11-9.
Wow.
Waterville takes what wound up being a nail-biter from Winslow. And Waterville improves to 11-3 on the season. Winslow falls back down to 500 at 7-7 on the season.
A wing dinger for sure. Waterville with an 11-3 lead coming to the 7th. They give up 6, but end it right there as Witten comes on to save it. Waterville with their 12th win of the season, and Winslow now 7-7. We got to get out of here for Eric Leinbach and our entire Time Warner Cable crew. Mike Violet saying so long from Winslow High School. Final score here, Waterville 11 and Winslow 9.